What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, coming back at you with another AMA Ask Me Anything episode. This one is all about building muscle, how to make sure you're eating enough on a carnivore animal-based diet, and all kinds of good stuff there. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro. All right, this question is brought to us by Heather, different Heather than last week's AMA, and she asks, hello, really enjoying your and Crystal's content. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. I am a 45-year-old female, 5'3", 115 pounds, carnivore for the past year and loving it. However, I'm having a challenge stopping my weight dropping, and I want to build a bit more muscle. Always enjoyed exercise, and I do it at home, light weights and body straps routine, plus go and do yoga a few times a week. Can Keto Bricks help me hit my macros and increase appetite? I love my food, but animal-based, very low-carb eating is so satiating that I think I might be under-eating sometimes, but I feel great, so not sure. Thank you so much. Take care. All right, great question, Heather. So it's pretty counterintuitive, but I have had multiple clients who have chronically under-eaten for far too long, which is easy to do when you're doing a carnivore or keto or real food diet because you're not having as much volatility with your insulin signaling, which is going to have kind of ebbs and flows with your hunger levels. If you're eating a really high sugar diet, standard American diet, your blood sugar skyrockets, then it drops, you get hungry, the cycle repeats itself. When you're eating real food, that doesn't happen as much. Your blood sugar is much more even keel, so your satiety is much more even keel, and you oftentimes don't feel as ravenous, and a lot of times people find themselves under eating if they're eating real food. Now, if you're dropping weight and you're 115 pounds currently, 45 years old, I would do everything you can to maximize muscle preservation and build more muscle tissue. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're under eating. So it is really important that you eat more food. A lot of people come to me and they are chronically under eating. They don't have an appetite to eat more food, but I'll almost force them to eat more food. And kind of what I said earlier is counterintuitive. They'll oftentimes experience an increase in hunger as a result of eating more food. What's happening there is when you start dieting or you start under eating, or if you've been chronically under eating, your metabolism is depressed. Like, that's just what happens. Your metabolism fluctuates based off of a variety of factors, a main factor of which is how much you're consuming. If you're not eating enough, your metabolism depresses. You start eating more, your metabolism upregulates. You have more NEAT activity, you move more, you have more energy, your body is burning through more fuel, and your metabolism upregulates as a result of that. Now, you may have to force feed almost for a finite period of time because there is a lag effect there. So you might start eating more, and until your metabolism does upregulate to follow suit, it may be hard to get that food in. But rest assured, if you start eating more, that will upregulate, and you will actually experience an increase in appetite and hunger. So do that. I would recommend you track your food for a while to see what your true consumption is. You should not be eating less than 1,000 calories. Hopefully you're not. Eating things that are more calorically dense, like the Keto Brick, may make getting more food in because there's less food volume associated with that. So eating things that are higher in fat, higher in protein, calorically dense options can allow you to get more calories in without as much food volume. So that may be a nice segue for you to increase the food intake. And as far as building more muscle mass is concerned, if you're eating more food, if you're at a caloric surplus, if you have reason to build more tissue, then you want to prioritize that tissue being lean mass instead of body fat. So implementing some form of progressive overload with your training and subjecting your body to enough stimulus to elicit muscle growth is the key. You can certainly do that with body weight and resistance bands, but I would encourage you to invest in a pair of dumbbells if you want to keep it, at-home workouts, or go to a gym, do some form of training that is subjecting your body to a different stimulus than what it's been subjected to up to this point, and you'll likely experience more muscle growth. The yoga is great too, especially from a flexibility and mobility standpoint, but that's not going to be as beneficial from a muscle building standpoint. So keep that in, but also add in the resistance training, ideally with increased load and using exercises, techniques, machines, dumbbells, free weights that you haven't used before, so your body is being subjected to a new stimuli and will be more prone to add more lean tissue, especially if you're eating more food overall. So that'd be my takeaway for you there, Heather. Thank you so much for the question. You requested some chocolate peanut butter cup keto bricks, so I'll get those in the mail and shipped out to you. We can see if we get your calories up a little bit with those. For anybody that does not know how these AMA videos work, if you submit me a well thought out question via the link in the description below and I use your question on an AMA, then I will send you some free keto bricks with a flavor of your choosing. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Talk to you next time.